and welcome to Business Sense. I'm Ralph Rivas. For today's episode, we have Pammy Olivares-Vital, president of Ovialand. Ovialand, of course, is a real estate developer in Luzon and is planning to go public this year. Hi, Pammy. Thanks so much for joining us on the show.
Yes, hi, good morning, Ralph. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, first off, you started to get right into the family business right after college. So tell us about that. Hindi ba nakaka-pressure yun that, it's a family business,
Yeah.
relatives, all eyes on you, getting into the
Yeah.
business, every decision that you make. So yeah, tell us about
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah. So I am actually a third generation entrepreneur and a second generation mass housing developer. So by third generation, meaning my grandparents had their own business, and my dad, when he decided to put up his own business. So he was into construction and housing. So that said, business was really in our blood. Our meals were really, all about getting updates about what's happening because my parents would always be talking. So I remember when I was young, they would have those questionnaires with your friends and it would say their parents' occupation and everybody would write lawyer, doctor, and, all those other things. And I would write businessman. And for me, it was so vague. It was kind of general, but over time, I really appreciate growing up in such an environment where we really get exposed. The business is not just about profits, but business is about all the lives that you affect around you as an organization, your customers, your employees, your partners in business. So very I feel very lucky to be in this path in my career. Although it was not easy from the very beginning, at that time our business was, very modest size. That meant there was, it was very restricted with capital, especially when you're in real estate. You're always constantly looking for new developments, especially with our business in mass housing. So, and it was a challenge in the very beginning. Working with my dad, I was actually pulled into the business because there was quite a big issue at that time regarding our development because the access bridge going to our development was destroyed by a typhoon. So with that, that's really our bread and butter. That was what was feeding our family, and we had all of a sudden there was no access to it, so we had to. My dad needed help, and he needed as much assistance from those who from around us to help him. And I'm glad to say that a series of all of those challenges have brought us to where we are today. It has contributed immensely to the building blocks of a Land and how we really are priding ourselves now in making great developments.
Mm.
Ang dami
No,
kong
it's
masasabi. Sabi ko sa'yo.
no, Pami, well,
Yeah.
wala naman talaga makakapaghanda sa'yo when it comes to, typhoons. It's just, but tell me, ano bang mga tinuro sa'yo nung bata ka pa? I mean, any particular skills or, a mindset that your parents
Yeah.
have, have uh, taught you to help
Yes.
you make those big decisions?
Yes. I guess, of course, talaga always, there's many ways to call this. Like they'll say, lakas ng loob, grit, determination, passion, all those things. But really, it's the willingness to keep going despite the hurdles that are in front of you. Not seeing challenges as blocks or as detriments to where you want to go, but really as just part of it. It's part of the journey. Of course, when I was younger, I was, more impatient. Like, let's get things done, let's do this, let's do that, and all those things. But there is wisdom in the journey. There are some things that you cannot shortcut, and what's important is how you gather all of this information and piece it together with experience. Use wisdom, talk to the right people, get a mentor, read books, and then a synergy of all of that. Use it to equip yourself to get to where you want to go. But when you're going through all of that, it can be very difficult, it can be very distracting, and there will really be days when you will really be distraught and you think that you cannot go on. But that's why it's very important to have a mission and a vision that's, bigger than you as a person, that allows you to, that it can be your lamp, your guiding light. Continue to keep going forward, despite problems. So, I've experienced it all. um, you know Employees that are not very loyal, were not able to do their jobs as you expect them to do. Of course, sales is always a challenge. Of course, you can never ignore that, there will be clients that are dissatisfied with what you are doing. And of course, there really is hurdles with doing business in the Philippines, or I believe anywhere. There's a lot of regulations, there's a lot of compliance that you have to do. But you just have to write it all down and devise a plan how you will attack each one of them, and just focus on the plan. And sometimes there will be signals that you have to change your plan and that you have to adjust. I think you just have to be very malleable. I think you need to be very quick to change. You have to be quick to observe what is going on around you. And you have to trust on your instinct too at one point. So this is something that I actually learned. Sometimes when you have that gut feeling, it's actually when your mind and your heart don't align. Your gut will tell you that something is wrong, that something is off, and it's something that you should listen to, because that is really when the wisdom will kick in. Like, how are you going to decide on a situation, and what will really be your move. Um, and that for me is very important. Being an entrepreneur means you cannot just be very bookish or very one track minded. You have to always see that there's many ways to attack a situation, attack a problem. But you just have to be very diligent. You need to study, and at the same time, I think if your intentions are good, if your mission is very, it's beneficial to others, I think somehow you will be able to accomplish the goal that you've set for the organization and for yourself.
Mm. Now, the property sector is very male dominated. Pammy, I want to ask you this. What does it take for a woman to succeed, more so lead in this sector?
Yeah. It's funny because uh, I always get asked that question, but I've never really felt any inferiority or any insecurity as being a woman. And I really attribute that by being surrounded by the right males around me. They're I work with my dad, I work with my brothers, my husband, and even have my mentor and the engineers, and all the engineers that I work with. They always treat me with respect. We are very open to one another. So that puts me in a perspective and in a mindset that, it doesn't change anything. Uh, I listen to them, they listen to me, and I think that makes it for a very healthy balance. I think in I think Filipinos, our culture, we are really quite matriarchal. There's probably an advantage to that, but also at the same time, we are entering a new generation where opportunities really for men and women are equal. And I'm very excited to be, young, old. There's no disparity anymore when it comes to these what used to be biases. So I look forward to seeing more women in the real estate industry, or even in construction. And I'm proud to be part of this industry, um, and to be working towards nation building.
Mm. Thank you for
Yeah,
the insights on that one. Now,
yeah,
you mentioned balance, you mentioned grit, and I think you're gonna need a lot of that this year because I keep on reading this. Ovialand is going public this year. So, any
yeah.
updates on that?
Actually, we have to realize that, as the going public is another step. For me, I say it's a chapter in the story of Ovialand. The dream is really, and the goal is really, for Ovialand to become a serious real estate player in the Philippines, focusing on premium affordable products for this great beautiful new generation of middle class Filipinos that we are catering to. The IPO, yes, we are working on it. It's there. It's in the sidelines. Not really in the sidelines. It's there. We're working on it. The underwriters are doing their responsibilities for Ovialand, but at the same time, uh, what's keeping us busier is that we are going to be using the IPO for growth. So we have to prepare the organization. We have to prepare. We have to make strategic moves. So right now we are really focused entirely on Southern Luzon, and we plan to even grow our market share here, particularly in the region of San Pablo, Laguna, all the way down to Quezon province. So the reason why we are betting so hard in this region is because we are visibly seeing all the infrastructure investments that the government is making. Every day when I go to work, we see massive roads and overpasses and all these things that we really envision. We're so excited for the future of the country, where we have all this infra, where things are going to be more accessible. We are going to be we are going to be a more open country where people can, there's trade, there's commerce, and that is so exciting. So while we are going to be expanding our footprint here in Southern Luzon, we are also making moves to establish new regions. So the goal and the idea of the company is that we attack one region, and we want to really solidify our presence there, and then go to another region and go to another region. So that's the game plan. We're not going to be opening developments, one in like in scattered areas. So what we're planning to do is we're planning to enter a region, attack, and then move on and attack. So that's going to take a lot of planning, and most importantly, that's going to take a lot of organizational readiness. We have to make sure that the people that we are able to to deploy to these new regions are able to train and also teach our new employees about the Ovialand culture that we have in working, to make sure that we have a strong sense of mission at all times, because that for me is the most important part in the Ovialand organization, is that we never forget what we are, the purpose and the mission of our business, which is really to cater to the emerging middle class of the Filipinos and give them a product which is infinite, which is superior to what else is being made available in the market. So
Mhm.
that said, that's keeping us so busy, but I am really enjoying, traversing from south to north. I am really at awe with all the new roads and the skyway structure, all the all the highways that we now have. I used to remember when I was younger, when you want to go to Baguio, you have to pass through all the provinces, and it was a long road. But now everything is just highways, and it's when you imagine the possibilities and the future of the Philippines, it's very exciting. And this is something that Ovialand really wants to be a part of. This is really our goal, to become part of this nation building, wherein we can dream that maybe one day the Philippines can become a first world country, and it will take a lot of effort from all types of people in government and in business, and young people. So we take that opportunity very seriously. So
Mhm.
especially with our product, we're selling homes first time, homes for first time family members, diba? So I mean, for first time families, for young families, you're talking about less than 30-year-olds. They're married and they want to start a new life. And it's very exciting because Ralph, this is an anecdote that I like to tell everybody. When I started working in real estate 13 years ago, the sales pitch was you can buy a house, and your grandparents can live there, your cousins can live there. There's space for everybody. At night, yung living room, you can put the mats, and everybody can sleep there. That was that was the culture before when it came to home buying. But now, with the new generation of home buyers, younger people from multi-family dwelling, everybody is so excited to be in a single family setup. You're seeing that these are people who want to create their own lives and their own future for their own families. And for me, we spend so much of our time, majority of our time at home, and we take that truth seriously, that we want the families living in our homes to be satisfied and happy, and and also the community, not just the home, but in the community that they will live in, will contribute to their children's growth, to their development as a family. And you know I mean, I in my home, I always try to imagine, like, oh, how different would it be if my community was not a good neighborhood. My life would be so different. My children would not have anybody to play with. So those are the realities that we have as a business, and really focusing on our mission. After we see all of the numbers and the financials and the KPIs, of course we're very focused on that. But at the same time, nation building, catalysts for economic growth in regions. That is really what Ovialand sees itself as, as we work towards becoming a serious real estate player in the Philippines.
Now, how do you balance being premier and at the same time affordable or attainable for the
Right,
middle class? So can you
right.
ano ba, help? I mean, I've never been to one of your properties, so
Develop.
can you
Yeah.
help us? Can you walk me through
Okay.
the
All right.
typical project?
Oh, this can go on a long time. Okay, so premier family living is really, the mission and the brand promise. And premier family living can be, there's three pillars to it. One is premier homes. So when we say premier homes, we're talking about homes made of solid concrete. They are elegantly designed and they are fully finished. So when our clients move in, they don't have to worry about, oh, I need to spend some more so that I can put flooring on my homes, that I need to put a ceiling, or I need to put bedroom partitions. So we focus on the house being very livable already from the moment we turn it over to you. We're also very proud that we have implemented a quality control system wherein every time we turn over a home to their new buyers, they will feel excited and happy, instead of being disappointed, like, bakit ganito, bakit hindi tapos yung ganyan, bakit faded yung paint. So coming from the real estate, mass housing real estate industry, we know that this is what our clients value, and it is what will make them feel, that was what is it it's what will make them feel, kampante with the investment that they have made. So premier homes is first. Next would be premier communities. So we focus on building safe and secure communities, with only one entrance gate access. When we come into a development, what we do is we put in the perimeter walls right away, so that you can cordon off already the future community. Of course, the guards are not just there to put up to open the gate for you, but they are really there to make sure that the community is peaceful and harmonious. So safe and secure. Next would be reliable utilities. It sounds very basic to you, but there are many instances where this is not really the reality. So we make sure that there's water, good electricity, and also at the same time internet. We consider internet a utility already. So it's a, do you have it or you don't have it? The question is, we have it because we understand our market, and we know that this market is, they it's like air. The internet is like air, not just because of its social media, but also because it's a sense, it's also, their income is based on this, sometimes the work, and relationships with other people, like OFWs. So that's what it is: premier homes, premier communities, and lastly would be premier service. So when it comes to buying a home from Ovialand, we try to pride ourselves, like, you are buying, from you've seen all those condos selling 20 million worth. We wanted to bring that experience to our product while we sell 2.5 to 3 million house and lots. So when you buy from Ovialand, you have a personal account officer that will be assigned to you. And that personal account officer will know your account all the way from start to end. So from loan application all the way to loan approval and to the move in of your house. You will always have one person that you can talk to. You don't have to be you won't be given the run around. You won't be assigned and like kausapin mo si engineer, kausapin mo yung ganito, kausapin mo yung accounting. So that's exactly the with many years of experience that we have amassed, we realize that these three components really make up for what will make a great product for our clients. And I believe that our clients are appreciating it. Our growth rate is enough to show how we are able to satisfy the market with the product that we are offering. So if you
Mhm.
ask like how are we able to make it attainable, how are you able to keep costs low, how do you make it attainable despite the product that we are offering. All of this is tied to efficiency and speed. We use our own precast technology to build our houses. Takes less than 30 to 45 days to complete a home. And while we are within that cycle, we are also in the cycle with working with our clients and our homeowners that they are able to apply for their financing, get a financing approval, usually with Pag-ibig Fund, and from there, it's all synchronized together. So that's basically our business model, and we really pride ourselves with being the only premium affordable mass housing developer in the Philippines. So yeah,
Mm.
so that's what
Premium,
it is.
premium and affordable. Now, I want to talk about numbers. Based on uh, Based on your numbers here, 90% year-on-year growth. In terms of revenues, 900 million for 2021,
Yes,
and for
yes,
2022, what are your targets? What are your goals?
yeah,
I mean, of course,
yeah.
there's the IPO, but what are the growth targets for this year?
Yes. So from 2021, we were able to complete and deliver 433 new homes. So this year for 2022, we are looking at delivering 615 homes to our clients. So we try to see beyond numbers, and we try to really see that these are 600. Imagine 615 families moving into their new homes, and we try to although we have to be efficient and we have to move in a timely manner, we always try to make sure that the experience for each of these families is a memorable one that will be stress free, hassle free, and really give you that sense of when you move into your new home, like like really a sense of relief, a sigh of relief that, oh, I'm so happy that I partnered with Ovialand for my first home, because they really are going to deliver it according to what we are committing to all our clients. So that said, I think the growth rate for this year is somewhere at around 30 to 40%. Yes, we are very, very humbled and very, very proud of our 2021 performance. It used to be unthinkable for me to be able to move this way, but I think we are at the period of a snowball effect already in our business. We've gathered so much experience. We are able to fine tune so many twinks in our organization, and now we are running like a well-oiled machine, and we are just ready to keep on expanding and growing and bringing the premier family living experience to more clients. So, next up is going to be Northern or Central Luzon. And we are excited to bring this brand of our product to our future clients.
Hmm. Now, before I let
Yeah,
you go, Pabby, I want to ask you, what's your advice to aspiring leaders, and even for those that are still struggling to find their path in their
yeah,
30s or 40s?
yeah, yeah,
As a young leader in the
yeah,
property sector, what's your
yeah.
advice?
Okay, so may I just share that my degree in college is actually in education. So
Hmm.
I'm by nature, I love learning and I love teaching people. Um, and and that puts me always in a mindset that we are human beings, we are organic, and we are constantly evolving. So many people they always tell you that don't let challenges bring you down, don't let you will stumble, it is part of it. You will you will trip and you will make mistakes. But as long as you are alive and there's another day to live and to try harder, then you have to just fill yourself up and keep on going. So um, my advice to those who want to become leaders: you don't really become a leader because for yourself. Become a leader becoming a leader or being a leader is more for others than for yourself. So it's more always making sure that the people around you are growing, and that that nobody is stagnant. So to become a leader, you have to embrace and accept the fact that everybody's journey, you are a part of everybody's journey, and you want to make sure that at the end of the race, or whatever they call it, at the end of life, is that you've done what you can to help people, you know have lived a better, a more fulfilling life. So that said, it's hard to really, life is so challenging for many people. I consider myself super super extremely blessed, that we have a roof over our heads. We have, you know the meals for your day is complete. And being in the Philippines, especially with the pandemic, when we really saw a rise in poverty, and people begging on the streets, it really will tug on your heart, right? Like, what can I do for all these people? But leading an organization, that keeps me inspired, because we are able to hire and give employment, not just to the organization, but to all the people who contribute to build the homes, with our partners and our suppliers and our brokers and our sellers. And I guess I guess all of that means that leadership is for others, and leadership really means that you must have a purpose that goes beyond yourself. So you know, um, be very diligent. Write your notes, write on your journal. Take time to think and evaluate, not just oh, I'm doing this because I want to be famous or rich or what, but really really define your purpose. And for me, profits will come, growth will come, and everything else will just follow.
Mm. And on that note, thanks so much, Pammy Olivares-Vital, Ovialand President. Thanks so much for joining us. And this has been another episode of Business Sense. I'm Ralph Rivas. Thanks for watching.